Live and local, it's time for Fan Sports Sunday. If the weekend is a big desert for sports talk, think of this show as an oasis.
Yes, here we go.
Come drink from our pool of hot takes as you quench your thirst with. I thought I was going somewhere, but I'm not. So let's just start the show. Here's Elon Musk.
All right, it's Fan Sports Sunday. I'm Tito, DeVier, Posey. To my right, Jacob Reimer, college basketball aficionado, expert on the other side of the glass. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Here till 5:30. We got Jackets time after that. We'll talk about that. We got a big show lined up today. But DeVier, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. You know, we're in full swing basketball mode.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up to blockbuster trades. The Pro Bowl is on.
First of all,
honestly, it's a sad weekend. I ain't gonna lie.
Look, it's tap and breaks on the Pro Bowl stuff. But the Ohio State Buckeyes, you heard Timmy talking about it here for the last, 45 minutes or so, but about the Ohio State game. They had a shot at Illinois. They were ahead late in the game. I should say late, like 5 minutes left or so, or 6 minutes left when Illinois went on a tear and Ohio State couldn't throw it in the ocean. And that was tough. But I will say this. And I don't know if this is glass half full that I'm saying it this way, DeVier, but Ohio State, yes, it was a win they should have had. They should have won this game.
Mm-hmm.
But if you would have told me at Purdue, host Iowa, at Penn State, at Illinois, they go 3-1, I would take it.
You'll take it.
But I don't know if that means it might. I don't want to minimize this loss because it was a game they should have won.
Yeah. I think if you look at those games, Tito, the ones you mentioned, when the four-headed monster is productive, we win those games. And the four-headed Micah Parrish, Junie Mobley, Bruce Thornton, Devin Royal.
Yeah.
Devin Royal, highly productive today.
Yeah, he went off today.
You're really starting to see him come into his own in his sophomore year. Bruce Thornton does what he does. Junie Mobley obviously had a rough shooting day.
Yep.
But he was still able to squeeze out 18 points. But you got Micah at 4. That's our gap right there in terms of 9 points. If Micah just hits his 10, his average, we're in this game.
Yeah.
This is a 1-2 possession game. So I'll stand on, and I'll die on this hill. When those four guys are highly productive, this team wins basketball games.
Buckeyes got out rebounded badly, 43-31 in this one. That was a big part of it as well. 11 offensive rebounds for Illinois, but it's just Johnson Jr. for Illinois had 14 points, 15 rebounds. He had a double-double by the half. I think it was 12 and 12 at the half. But the Buckeyes, though, this was there for the taking. And this is the kind of game, Illinois is ranked 18th in the country. I would have, getting a win on the road in this one, and granted, I know they've won on the road recently. The win at Purdue was huge. The win at Penn State, who always seems to beat Ohio State when they play in State College, that was also huge. But this could have really put Ohio State in a great spot as far as getting another quad one win as far as the NCAA tournament goes. I still think they're in great shape for it, but next game is hosting Maryland at 7 o'clock. That's coming up on the 6th. What is that day? Is that Thursday? We got that there? Thursday. Okay, thank you.
Yep, Thursday.
So you got that when they travel to Nebraska, and then they home for a few games. They're going to host Washington, Michigan, and Northwestern before they travel out west for the UCLA and USC stuff. But anyway, so tough. Look, tough that Ohio State lost this game, a game they should have won. The OSU women, though, they're at home tonight at 5 o'clock, coming up shortly over on ESPN 1460, trying to get to 20-1 on the season. And DeVier, on something like this with Ohio State's women, after this game, they've got they're traveling out west for their 2-game stretch.
Yep.
Number 1, UCLA. Number 4, USC. 2 huge games. And we talked to Kevin McGuff about this yesterday, but I'm always concerned something like that about overlooking an opponent. The fact they're at home might help things out a little bit versus being on the road. I don't know. What do you think? Is there is looking past an opponent something that even happens anymore, or do you think that coaches do a pretty good job of reeling that in?
I think at this time in the year, in terms of college basketball, this is hitting your stride time, Tito. There's no overlooking. There's no looking ahead. In the tournament, there's no looking, to, hey, we play USC the next week and we're going to skip over UCLA. No, like right now we need to have production. You need to be hitting on all cylinders. It's all about, shooting percentages are big at this time of the year. Like coming down to the end of January, you want to see your players who are progressing over the season, Tito, need to peak at this time. So this is an important month by all means. And Jacob Rumper, he'll tell you, the end of January going into February, you want to be playing your best ball in college basketball.
God, today's loss felt like a January loss for Ohio State in previous years.
Yeah, you see teams go through a little tough stretch in January, and then the teams that are standing on the last weekend in March or April, when you get to that,
they're able to power through this month.
Yeah, this is when they start to really get going. Like we saw that. I think UConn had a tough January last year, and then they really got back into it.
I mean, and think about Ohio State's January, Jacob. I mean, you can second this or not. It hasn't been bad. It's been 4 losses.
Yeah,
but 3 of those today's loss was the worst loss this year. Every other loss was 1 possession, 1 point. Right, games that we can win off a tip, right? Whatever can happen in terms of, fingertip kind of wins, but this team has been playing some good ball.
Yeah, they've been fun to watch too.
Yeah, it's just a different January than we've been used to over the past 5 years.
It feels weird to me to
actually enjoy January.
Okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, so I said it felt like a January loss, but I'm telling you, today's game affected me more than Ohio State loss. The Ohio State games in January, February have in a long time. I was really bothered by this loss. I watched it start. I was really bothered by this loss, and I haven't been this bothered by a loss in February. But since I'm going back to the games last year, I get where Ohio State had the big lead. They all meshed together now, as far as when they lost games in January they should have won. Yeah. Was the North Carolina game? Was that last year? What was the game when they had a big lead in North Carolina? That was 2 years ago.
In the Garden, that was 2 years ago.
See, that's something.
Yeah, that was when Carolina was preseason number 1 and still missed the tournament.
Right, and Ohio State had that game won.
Yeah.
Okay, all these things come together. It's just bad memories. So, I am happy that the game affected me this way, and I'm angry that the game affected me this way. There were no holes punched in the wall, so it wasn't that angry. But, yeah, it's one of those things where, I wanted this game today.
Well, and if you look at the losses in January, they've all been against teams that have dominant bigs and a depth in the front court. And that's exactly what Illinois has. They're the best rebounding team in college basketball. And that's been a theme in these bigger games that they've lost, is getting owned on the glass. That hasn't been that way the past 3 games because they've had the size advantage.
Yeah.
And this game, it was different.
I have no concerns about the backcourt. It's just if Bradshaw plays well and if Royal can play as big as he's played lately, if Royal can keep playing bigger than he is, that'll be huge for this team.
It's hard to pay bigger than 30 points.
I know I'm saying taller. As far as rebounds go inside, I know you're right. No, he's not going to score. But I'm saying, hey, 29. Yeah, I'll take that every game. But I'm just saying he's going to have to defend bigs. He's going to have to play bigger than he is.
Absolutely.
He would be much better as a small forward. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if that's all he had to do and guard small forwards, he would dominate. But he's got to guard power forwards and centers sometimes now, and that's where the issue is. All right. Also coming up today, the Jackets follow us. They're taking on the Stars in Dallas. We're done at 5:30, and then they will come on after that. But Porty's going to join us at 5 o'clock. We'll talk to Aaron Portzline about this great run the Jackets have been on. Pebble Beach update, by the way, right now, Rory McIlroy is in the lead. He is at 17 under par through 10 holes. Lucas Glover and Tom Kim are both tied for second, a shot back. It's a great leaderboard. Sepp Straka's up there, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry. There's a lot of good names up there as they head into the final holes of Pebble Beach. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know about that as well. But coming up next, there was kind of a big trade in the NBA last night. Did the Lakers fleece the Mavericks? We'll do that next. Fan Sports Sunday on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those Pros guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all.
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you.
Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke.
Well, it was a hard-fought campaign.
Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia.
Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch.
Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now.
Only at Great Lakes Kia.
Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months.
Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third row seating, don't we?
And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke.
Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
But what about credit? Come on, man.
If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day.
Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com.
My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Plus tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Now's a great time to save on fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts. They're on sale for just $2.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free winter plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron.
Superheroes! I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies continue overnight with lows right around 40 degrees. For Monday, ooh la la, look at that high getting up right around 60 degrees, feeling more like spring. Not bad for the beginning of February. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
If you're starting your day any other way, you're doing it wrong. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
Fan Sports Sunday. Thank you for tuning in here till 5:30. We got Jackets coverage coming up. They are in Dallas tonight to take on the Stars. Porty from The Athletic joins us at 5 o'clock. Kind of a big trade last night in the NBA there, DeVier. And it happened pretty late. I didn't see it till this morning. Were you up when it happened?
No, I was fast asleep.
And the principles, it's a 3-team trade, Lakers, Mavericks, and Jazz. But the principles of it are the Lakers are sending Anthony Davis and their first-round pick in 2029, also with Max Christie, over to the Mavericks. And Luka Doncic comes back to the Lakers. And there's been a lot of talk about why it happened. Like Luka, according to all reports, Luka did not request a trade. The Mavericks, according to reports, were concerned about Luka's how should I say this?
His defensive liabilities.
That's one of them.
And his conditioning.
And his commitment to conditioning.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, they had just won the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, last year, yeah.
And they were showing them in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And Luka had a beer in his hand.
Right.
Michael Finley, who's on the coaching staff, our exec, I mean, he's high up in the Mavs.
Yeah, with the Mavericks, yep.
Walks up to Luka, taps his forearm, and removes the beer from his hand.
Oh.
And I remember that vividly, Tito, because it's like, wow, the Mavs don't want Luka to have a beer before they go take on Boston.
Right.
That happens, and then you see the defensive performance in the first 2 games of the Boston series where Boston is just putting Luka on an island and attacking him off of the dribble.
Yeah.
Essentially he's a cone.
Yeah.
And they're just going around him. So that's in my mind when this trade happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, this trade has everything to do with life after LeBron. This trade has nothing to do with Luka going to play with LeBron, if that makes sense.
So he's 6 years younger than Anthony Davis.
Yes.
So, yes, that's what they're looking at is the next step.
Yes. For both teams, both sides.
Well, yeah. I think Anthony Davis, I think the Mavericks, it sounds like they wanted him. They didn't shop him around, though, it sounds like. All they did was talk to the Lakers. That was it.
Well, you think about this Mavericks team, and when they got to the finals, Lively, Gafford, and P.J. Washington were essentially kind of neutralized with Porzingis.
Oh, yeah. Al Horford.
Yes. And then you got a big 6'10" guy like Jason Tatum that can control the rock. So what the Mavs did, I believe, was you get a defensive stopper with AD. He can move to the 4. You got a true 5 with Lively. He's young. And then you get Gafford and Washington. And then you still have Kyrie, who's an A-plus scorer.
Sure.
I like this team. I do. Without Luka, I like this team.
I think this team is better suited to compete for a championship now.
And it's crazy to say.
I know, but long term, it's Lakers got the Lakers won it long term, I think. And I wonder if, and LeBron has spoken glowingly of Luka before. Like he said, he loves, like Luka is one of his favorite players and all these things like that. He tried to get him when Luka was signed with Nike. He tried to get LeBron tried to get him to sign with LeBron's brand. I don't think he did eventually, but nonetheless, he still liked him. And I wonder if LeBron, who we know has an incredible work ethic.
Yes.
If that will rub off on Luka.
Oh, well, the report is Luka is 270.
Yeah, that makes
so I don't know.
He's listed at 230, but I've heard 260, 270.
Yeah, these men's clinics that we try.
Tell him Tim Hall sent you.
Listen. LeBron has one for Luka out in L.A. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And Ozempic shots are up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, they are.
He has to,
Yep.
to lose some weight. He has to. I mean, it's scary, Tito. You're talking about a 25-year-old that's battling with his weight. I know. He's 270. I can't ever get that picture of Michael Finley grabbing that beer out of his hand. I got to get that clip for you.
And there was talk that after this happened that maybe LeBron, because this is feels like more of a longer play for the Lakers, shorter play for the Mavs. And so LeBron, who we know, I don't know, you said so we know, he's at the tail end, obviously, of his career, and he wants to win now. I don't necessarily believe this helps the Lakers' chances to win now. They could still make another deal now. They still have their 2031 first-round pick. They might be able to get a big somewhere, which they're going to need. They are short on bigs, but there was talk LeBron might want to get out before the trade deadline. LeBron said he's intending to stay with the Lakers beyond the trade deadline. Now, after this year, because he's got a no-trade clause, LeBron saying he expects to be here.
But this is for the narrative that LeBron made this trade, GM.
No.
This to me, honestly, it's the reasons, like the craziness of it, right? Like you trying to process it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to process it and it seems crazy to you, you believe that the Lakers said, hey, let's match Luka and LeBron up, and the Mavericks were cool with it. If you think that this trade is crazy, I believe you're on that train of thought.
Right.
But if you're looking at this trade high level, GM, hey, this is Los Angeles. Right now, we got Dalton Knecht and Austin Reeves and Bronny James in our we spent the draft pick on Bronny James.
Right.
So in our future, we don't really have a max player.
Right.
Let's get a max guy. This is Los Angeles. We got to keep Showtime going. We need somebody in these seats. A guy like Luka can fill the seats. You can build around Luka. This to me is saying that the Lakers are preparing for life after LeBron.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. You're right. Yeah. And that's why people wondered if maybe life after LeBron would start right now at the trade deadline. Right. Because, the Warriors wanted him last year. There was talk about the Warriors.
That could potentially still happen.
Still could happen, yes. That could still happen. Yes, it could. But it's a great trade for the Lakers. I think they did well.
Well, I go back to how shocked I was when Kyrie got traded to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
And you say, wow, how are these two ball-dominant guys, the two of the best ball handlers and finishers in the game, how are they going to work?
Right.
Well, they went to an NBA Finals, and then when you got to the Finals, you kind of saw what worked for them and what didn't work. Luka having the ball in his hands, not playing defense, didn't work for that team.
Yep.
Kyrie kind of running the show. I mean, Kyrie's already an NBA champion. I think the Mavericks feel comfortable. Jason Kidd feels comfortable with that style.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that bothers me the most is they built the team around Luka. Like you get a comparable scorer like Kyrie to take some pressure off Luka, and then you bring in Klay Thompson, who is a great spot-up shooter that for when you draw double teams or drive and kick. And then you've got Gafford and Derek Lively that are there to catch lobs and off pick and rolls. PJ Washington, great 3-and-D guy.
Yep.
They built it all around Luka, and then there was no communication on this possibly happening.
Yeah, I mean, Jake, you just wonder what was a day or a week like in the Mavericks facility, trying to get Luka to come and weigh in, trying to get Luka to get on the treadmill, and hey, Luka, you're a little heavy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason why your calf keeps pulling.
Yeah, was there any back and forth on if if you are doing this with our nutrition or working out properly?
That story with Michael Finley. You got to find that clip, Jacob. We got to find
one of my
I've
theories.
Seen it. I've seen
this
it,
clip
yes.
when he's grabbed
after the conference finals. Yeah.
That tells me everything you need. So if someone higher up in the Mavericks organization came to the celebration and removed the beer from your hand, you know that there's nutrition, weight talks every week.
Yeah.
Every week with this thing. And I heard a story, I think it was Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah.
He was playing, this is in the Miami Heat organization. Mm-hmm. This is how serious Wade is, right? He went to Taco Bell and didn't make weight. And somebody from the team security went to Taco Bell behind him, grabbed the receipt and taped it on his locker. And it's like, this is why you didn't make weight. That's how serious this stuff is in professional sports. That's how serious Luka being 270. It got him 5-time All-Star, first-team All-Star. Him being 270 got him traded. It's crazy.
I also think it coincides with the fact, I think the season is upon us for Girl Scout cookie salad. And I think that maybe...
I did see some Thin Mints out there earlier.
I think the Mavericks may have made a preemptive strike on that one. By the way, this really does screw Luka in the pocket.
It does. He's ineligible for his max contract.
He could have gotten a 5-year, $345 as a supermax.
How does this? Because is it because LeBron's on that cap?
No. It's because if he gets traded, it has to be the team he's with to get the supermax. So he can't get the most he can do now. He could do a 4-year, $229, or you can do a 3-year for like $185, and then be a free agent and have a chance to get the max then and have it go up because it'll be 35% of the salary cap at that point, which will probably do the 3-year, I would think, for $185, because at that point you got to figure LeBron should be done.
Well, you got to go as far as to say, Jacob and Tito, how important nutrition is, physical fitness, staying in shape. You know, you look at a guy like LeBron, he's durable. He's a lot more durable at this age.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when he was Luka's age, he was more durable than Luka is now. And you think about all that goes into nutrition, all that goes into maintaining weight and preventing injury because of weight, and you see that it hit Luka's pocketbooks.
Yeah.
What do you tell young kids, young D1s that can shoot the basketball, that can shoot the lights out from Slovenia to L.A., but if you're not taking care of your body or doing the proper nutrition, you can leave almost $200 million on the table.
Right.
It's crazy.
Doncic and LeBron James are two of only 3 players in NBA history with career averages of at least 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists a game. The other's Oscar Robertson. So
the big O.
Yeah. It'll be I can't think of a bigger trade recent in my lifetime even.
Well, they were saying I've been scouring social media all day, and I love this one. It was like, how do you break it down to your wife? You know, my wife likes R&B. I would break it down. Hey, listen, TLC, right after No Scrubs came out, they traded Chili to Destiny's Child for Beyonce.
Do you think
and they didn't even have a #1 record at the time?
Do you think
that's how big it?
Do you think
Jacob, you picked that up. Are you too young for that?
He's too young for it. Yeah. I'm with you, though.
I got you. Hold on.
I got you, it's a great call by you. I just think it went over his head.
Hold on. Here you go.
Under his age.
Here you go, Jacob. LeVar Ball. Here you go. He traded away LaMelo for Nick Jonas. Is that better?
Yeah.
That's how big this is.
Yeah. College basketball comp is Cal going to Arkansas. Leaving Kentucky.
That could be, yeah. That's not a bad one either.
That shocked everybody late at night.
Shocked, yeah. But it would be like LeVar disowning his son and saying, your last name is LaMelo Jonas, and this is Nick Ball. That's how crazy this is. That's how crazy this
love the fact that the old guy reference comes from DeVier to start things off instead of me. That is one. I feel younger already. Coming up in 2 minutes. I'm so excited to say the NCAA tournament March Madness is next month. Will OSU make the big dance? We'll talk about that next. This is Fan Sports Sunday on the Fan.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at Tri-State Men's Health, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at Tri-State Men's Health. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, CARE is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. You're listening to Ryan Day's favorite radio show on The Fan in this time slot on a Sunday. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
You know, I thought our guys, we really played well for a majority of the game. Then there was the second half where, you know, they turned up their defensive pressure, forced us into some shots. We had to have more poise offensively. And then, you know, we talked about guarding the three-point line, but certainly not void of protecting the rim. And we didn't do a good enough job protecting the paint in the second half.
There was a 15-point run for Illinois over a 5-minute time span late in the second half there. Illinois goes on to win 87-79. DeVier, tough loss for Ohio State. Game they should have won, but Ohio State was up by 11 at one point in that game in the second half. And we talked about the fact that, 3-1 still in that 4-game stretch, I would take it. But it should have been 4-0. So we've got, and I love saying this, that next month is March Madness. Next month it all gets going with all this. And Ohio State right now I think would be in, but not by much. I'm curious, would you be surprised now? What would your level of surprise be if Ohio State did not make the NCAA tournament?
Man. When DeVier coached this team in the tournament, they got hot in the Big Ten tournament. And I think that was the start of him getting the best asterisks on his resume to get the job he has this year. I believe the same thing is going to happen this March, this late February.
Right.
He'll have these guys ready to play. This four-headed monster, Mobley, Parrish, Royal, Thornton.
Right.
They all score double digits, Tito. I believe this team is a tournament team. If we can get that out of these last 6 games, if we can get 4, if we can get 5 of these, this is a tournament basketball team.
Jacob Reimer over there, our producer, also one of the hosts of Mad About Hoops here on The Fan. Catch it every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. Am I right on that one? There we go.
Are you the Fan's college basketball expert now, Jacob?
Tim would fight him on that. Tim would
probably punch you.
But
he will probably try to
honestly, I don't think Tim's listening. I think it's Jacob. I think it's Jacob. I'll say that right there. That's what I'll say. I think it's
Tim
him.
You're the emergent talent, Jacob.
Oh, he's a super duper star. Yeah. So, Jacob, do you believe Ohio State will eventually be in the tournament?
I think coming into it, I had them in, and a win today would have even probably secured it.
Right.
You still got to play what's ahead of you, but I'd be shocked if they don't end up because, on KenPom right now, they are 26th in defensive efficiency and 31st in offensive efficiency. That's tournament team numbers. So if they're not in it, then yeah, it has to take a big drop off here in this month of February.
I don't think the schedule's that daunting. If you look at it, they have nobody on their schedule going forward that's ranked right now.
The only one Maryland will be ranked next week.
Yeah,
Maryland
put a good beating on us last time. Yeah,
them and Michigan will be the toughest test because they have 2 very good bigs. Both teams do.
And Ohio State gets both of them at home, which I don't know if that matters or not at the shot. Honestly, I look at it this way, and no disrespect.
They need to move a game.
Disrespect,
St. John's, man.
They can't. I guess there's some reason they can't logistically do it anymore. I wish they could also. I saw some, I can't remember, was it Adam Jardy that put it out there? God, I want to make sure. Anyway, but because of something logistically, they can no longer play games at St. John. But I'm with you. I almost feel like at the shot, it's a neutral site game, which is better than a road game, but I still think it's a neutral site game on that one. So, Jacob, by the way, give us your Twitter handle again so people know where to follow you, because I know you've got your rankings you put out every week.
Yeah, it's RhymeTime05.
There we go. So follow him there on the X at RhymeTime05. I feel like it's going to be a little bit wide open this year with the tournament. And part of that is...
Big Ten?
No, I'm talking about the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
And part of that is because it goes back to like in football terms, all football situations also. I don't know. The SEC is damn good, but they beat up on each other. And so I have a hard time deciding who is really good, who's elite in the SEC, if there is anybody elite. Maybe it's Auburn. I love the fact that Bruce Pearl, he's the tournament-tested coach. Tennessee with Rick Barnes. Those are good things as well.
I would Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama, and Kentucky are for real. Those are good teams.
Okay.
Those are good teams.
Yeah.
I'm sure about those teams.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Florida. Florida's a good team.
I've seen Florida look great, and I've seen them look terrible.
I know.
Terrible most recently when they scored 44 points after scoring 70 every game.
And same with Tennessee.
Same with Tennessee. Well, when their point guard is out, they're just and they're trying to find scoring with the absence of Dalton Knecht. I mean, he did so much for that group last year.
They started out great with like Chaz Lanier coming in from North Florida, and like he was looking like in the first couple months like a first-team All-American, and now there's been Rick Barnes pulled him at the start of the second half at Texas because they drew up a play for him to get a shot, and he didn't shoot it. And he went on to say after the game, that's what you get paid to do now, is to shoot the ball.
Shoot the basketball.
Right. And if you're not shooting the ball, then why not?
Yeah.
I'll ask both of you this. If I gave you a chance right now, would you take an SEC team winning the championship or the field?
I'm taking the field.
It's tough because I like your take on them just beating each other. Right. Because I had this thought the other day, because I think right now it's Auburn and Duke, and then there's a big drop-off to everybody else. And if it's not those two playing on Monday night of the national championship, I will be shocked. But with Auburn having to play ranked team after ranked team and just being in a dogfight every night, I was worried about Duke not playing against quality opponents in the ACC. But if they continue to dominate and they're not, I mean, maybe Auburn could get a little fatigued after that run and Duke would be fine.
Now, a Duke team, it doesn't scare you them matching up on like a junior, senior-led team in the tournament and they're playing against grown men?
They have the experience this year, though. Like they're a better mix than what they've been.
Like that one San Diego team that was just a team that's built like that. How old they were.
They still are like scoring wise, freshman led with Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple and everything. But Tyrese Proctor's an experienced and a great defender. They brought Mason Gillis in from the portal. They brought Malik Brown, who's probably the best defender in the country as a big.
Yeah.
And then they have a freshman big and Malawach down low. Like they're well rounded, and you saw it against Carolina last night. They just dominated.
Yeah, with enough depth too. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, this Duke team is really good, and it just takes me back to my like Duke hating days.
Right.
Like even like I started to like Duke in the one and done days. Right, like they started to get guys with afros.
Be careful. Just be careful what you're saying because he's a young guy. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay.
See, Tito, you remember this transition?
I do. Basketball.
No, look, but I like for me it was Leitner, Hurley, Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Yes,
Duke became likable in the late 2010s, right? Early 2020s. They became likable, and so that team that played yesterday at 6:30. Is a really good basketball team.
And they're probably the most likable of the previous Duke teams.
You're probably right, yeah.
Yes,
I hate it as a Carolina
love
fan.
John Shire, right?
I love watching Cooper Flagg.
I know,
he just plays the game the right way.
I like Knipple a lot too, man. He gets overshadowed, but his skill set, if he was a freshman, you would be talking about how great he is as a freshman. And he's older than Cooper Flagg. And there are some different things about his game that are a little bit more mature to me in terms of like Cooper Flagg and, shot selection, things like that, being able to find a role. I think Knipple was a pro, right? I really am.
He was recognizing matchups last night. Like he'd get a smaller RJ Davis on him and he would just take him. He would throw it back out and then go take him into the post and just score through there.
Yep.
Cannot wait for next month. All right, coming up next, a Big Ten school is paranoid. We'll tell you about that. This is Fan Sports Sunday on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you. The meatloaf! The Fan.
You hear that? That's the sound of the new Tim Hortons pairings calling your name. Whether rushing to the car or grabbing a quick bite on your way to work, Tim's has a breakfast deal designed for your busy life. Choose from a warm small cup of coffee with our savory omelet bites or creamy avocado toast for just $4. Or grab a hearty grilled breakfast wrap with coffee for just $5. A delicious pairing at your convenience to tackle the day. At participating U.S. restaurants, excludes grilled breakfast wrap with beef. Terms apply.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Regenerative treatments for joint pain are creating lots of excitement in the orthopedic community. QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Ray Tessner recalls a recent conversation with one of the country's most acclaimed orthopedic doctors.
He said, when you and I are young, the arthroscope was a quantum leap in treating orthopedic problems. I think regenerative medicine is the new arthroscope.
Surgery is no longer the go-to solution for chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back. QC Kinetics is leading the next quantum leap. All-natural regenerative treatments that provide relief and mobility.
I think one of the tenets of being a good physician is the old saying of do no harm. That's what I enjoy about this form of treatment is there's very little chance that we're going to cause harm, and that's refreshing to me to be able to eliminate the dangers that can come sometimes with surgeries.
Book your free consultation today in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
At Logan Services, we know how important your home comfort is, and that's why we're proud to offer free HVAC inspections. Through our free inspection, you'll get a thorough assessment of your heating and cooling system to identify any potential issues that can impact your home, your energy bills, and even your health. The assessment is free and only takes an hour of your time. It's the fast, friendly service that you've come to expect from our team at Logan Services.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and 7 weeks ago I decided to make a change, and now I'm down 37 pounds. Only 7 weeks to drop what probably took 5 years to put on. What's more wild is how easy it was, all thanks to Awaken 180. I'm chasing Willie around like it's nothing, throwing him up in the air, running after the dog, all kinds of good things. Something that used to leave me gas. And you know what? If you're overweight, I'm sure that you can relate. Late nights, early mornings, football playoffs, none of it feels like it's slowing me down anymore. And those cravings that always got in my way, gone. Poof. What I thought would be a struggle has become second nature. The other guys here at The Fan were right. Awaken 180 gives results. And more importantly, the fast results we need to keep on going. My coach, Natalie, is the health guru. She helps me adjust to fit my crazy schedule from what to eat to when to eat. No meds, no gimmicks. Just a plan straight up that works and can work for anyone. If you want control, take control with Awaken 180. It is the choice to make. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
Fan Sports Sunday. Tito DeVier, Jacob Reimer. Jacob Reimer's uncle with you as well.
Uncle Rhyme time.
Yep, Uncle Rhyme time. By the way, the Mavericks do not have the players they acquired from the Lakers yet. And
they're playing this afternoon.
They're playing against Cleveland right now. The Cavs are ahead at the half, 91-46.
And the Cavs are happy that Anthony Davis is not there yet.
In the first quarter, Cleveland outscored Dallas 50-19.
Do you feel like this loss counts? Like it's like I ain't got my whole team here, guys.
Right.
So.
Hey, Kyrie's not playing either. Like they're rolling out Dante Exum starting for them.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, by the way, is 0 for 4 at the half. 0 points on the game. Yeah, Exum's lead scorer 12 points. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about, though, and I'm not sure how I should feel about this. I don't know if this is being a chump or being brilliant. Matt Rule for Nebraska has said the red-white game, the spring game in Nebraska, will not happen this year. And the reason he said it is because, this is what he said, the word tampering doesn't exist anymore. It's just an absolute free, open, common market. I don't necessarily want to open up to the outside world and have people watch our guys and say, he looks like a pretty good player. Let's go get him. So he is worried about the transfer portal, people watching a spring game, honing in on some of the guys that are really good.
You got to get to that portal closed window there in spring for sure.
So
got to get there.
The game is supposed to be April 26th. I don't know when the portal closes, but look, on the flip side, I don't think the portal really, you don't have to transfer through the portal anymore. Like, the kid from Wisconsin who just.
Well, I'm okay with this.
You're okay with not doing the spring game?
I'm okay with this because you look at the way that Ryan Day approached last offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different mindset in terms of recruiting your own roster.
Sure.
In terms of finding a piece in the portal, not taking the best talent,
right?
Finding the right piece for your team in the portal.
Sure.
I think their strategy to the portal, Tito, their strategy, if you think about Ohio State last spring, there were position battles. Sonny, CJ,
sure,
offensive line, wide receiver Noah Rogers, right? There were position battles that if you made a call, this guy is starting on the depth chart rather than rotating,
right?
Rather than letting this guy get a look, rather than letting him get spring ball time, you could potentially lose a guy, a CJ Hicks, a Noah Rogers, a spare offensive lineman in the portal because they're unhappy with spring. They're unhappy with their time in the spring game. So if you don't even want to have a guy enter the portal, let alone what Rule is talking about, even see him and to scout him,
right?
Just don't play the game at all. Keep your roster intact. Get to training camp where the portal's closed. It's almost like trying to be smart with free agent. I like it.
The portal closes on April 25th.
Yes.
And their spring game was the spring practice ends the next day. So it's the next day when it ends. Right. The Ohio State spring game is Sunday, April 13th, it looks like.
Yep.
And Nebraska, by the way, last year Nebraska had the fourth highest attendance for a spring game. They had over 60,000 fans there. Only Ohio State, Alabama, and Penn State drew more. The game was on the Big Ten Network. And by the way, after the spring game last year, 6 Nebraska players entered the portal after the spring game.
You see, you come up with these ideas about the depth chart, about how the season is going to play out, how training camp in November is going to go.
Right.
And you and I both know that there's so many false flags in the spring.
Sure.
So many false flags.
Oh,
you got spring game players.
Yep.
You got coaches wanting to get looks I mean, think about Noel's mindset. He wanted to see that jack position in the spring.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even do it. We did it for like 2 series versus Iowa.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, you can't, for the guys jumping in the portal at that time, I get trying to get to a roster before fall.
Uh-huh.
But the thing about fall training camp, and this is all of football from high school to pros, the top 22 is already made, bro, at the start of camp.
Okay, yeah.
There's not many jobs to win at the start of camp. You're either going to reaffirm what the coaches and the management thought, or there might be one odd case to where somebody gets beat out or an injury happens. But entering the portal post-spring, I don't get it. You should just wait till the end. You should just wait till it opens up again.
So this is the thing. And, like, I was thinking about this as it pertains to Ohio State. And I don't think very often guys that have left Ohio State have found greener pastures, better stats, and whatnot. Now, McCord had a great year at Syracuse. I'm not discounting that.
It's like a 0.5%.
Yeah, but Ohio State, though, was much. They traded up with Will Howard versus Kyle McCord. But like the other guys that left, they had a couple of running backs leave last year, right? They had one of them went to Colorado. I can't remember. Was that Dallin Hayden? And I love Dallin Hayden. Very talented. Yep. He goes to Colorado, does not do much this year. Yeah. There's not many guys that are leaving. Fleming one didn't have a great year at Penn State either. So, like, these guys are leaving. So if I'm Ohio State, I'm not worried about it.
Chip Trainum didn't have a good year either.
Trainum was at Kentucky, right? Yeah. He didn't do much down there.
He's in the portal again.
He's in the portal again, yeah. So things like that happen, it almost feels like it's an insecurity thing with Nebraska on this. I'm not saying it's not smart, but, like, do you think Ryan Day would ever cancel a spring game because he's worried about guys getting poached?
I think Ryan Day and staff are, like, so deeply entrenched in this.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They'll let a position battle play out to the end of spring and not name a starter.
Right.
So that you don't have to worry about poaching. The kid doesn't even know if he's a starter or if he's a 2.
Yeah.
Because he's getting starter time. Like, just think about it. Like this Sonny, CJ, this Caleb Downs, Ransom, Jordan Hancock.
Yeah.
There was 3 safeties in there last spring.
Sure.
They had to play it and figure it out. They had to let them split time. You got to let those offensive linemen split time. I think our roster management in the spring is almost like a false. Like, I wouldn't look at our team in the spring and be like, this is how we're going to look.
Sure.
We're just trying to not lose anybody in the portal because we know we need depth with a 12-team playoff.
Right.
So if I'm not playing this 2 like a 1 in the spring,
right,
he could depart. And now when we have injuries in December,
right,
I don't have that depth. So I think Ohio State is a very smart team, a very smart college and organization to where they're not trying to put a one group out there, Tito, and get a head start on the season. It's more like, hey, let's keep our depth. Let's develop our depth and not really allow them to be poached.
Reimer, I'll tell you what this is right here. I want you to picture Tito at 19 years old. Okay. Now I want you to picture DeVier at 19 years old.
Yeah. Elite
athlete, college campus, wide receiver, BMOC.
Yep.
Okay. If my girlfriend at 19 says, I'm just going out with some girlfriends, there may be a couple of guys there, but just, I would be like, oh, no, I think you should stay home. I don't think you should go out. Just let's hang out. Let's don't do that. DeVier would say, go ahead.
Absolutely.
If you think you can do better, I'll help you look. That's what DeVier would say to her. That's the difference. DeVier's Ohio State. I'm Matt Rule. Okay, that's what this is right here. That's what it is. Matt Rule is 19-year-old Tito.
Yeah.
DeVier is 19-year-old Ohio State's 19-year-old DeVier.
That's a great comparison.
That is.
I think it's fair.
That's a great comp.
And that sounds like something I would have did.
And also makes me cry a little bit. Just on the inside, not on the air, not on YouTube. Don't go look for it. But I'm telling you right now, inside, there's some weeping going on. Coming up next, the CBJ are HOT right now, and they play in Dallas tonight after our show. Aaron Portzline joins us next from Lone Star State. We'll do that. Fan Sports Sunday on the Fan.
The 2 most mature people working at the radio station, and that's just because they wear pants.
The pervert and the skivvies.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you. Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke. Well, it was a hard-fought campaign. Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia. Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch. Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now. Only at Great Lakes Kia. Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months. Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third row seating, don't we? And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke. Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia. But what about credit? Come on, man. If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day. Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Jacob Reimer. The Ohio State basketball team's 3-game win streak came to an end this afternoon, falling to 18th ranked Illinois 87-79. The Buckeyes led by as many as 11 early in the second half, but after leading 68-63 with just under 8 minutes to play, the Illini went on a 15-0 run to take a 10-point lead with 2:43 to play, and they didn't look back. Devin Royal led the Buckeyes with 29 points and 7 rebounds, while Bruce Thornton and John Mobley Jr. each had 20 points in the loss. Ohio State moves to 5-5 in the Big Ten and 13-9 overall. They'll be back in action on Thursday at home, where they will take on Maryland. Here at 5 o'clock, the Ohio State women's basketball team will go for their 20th win on the season. You can find coverage over on ESPN Columbus 1460, and the Blue Jackets go for their 4th win in a row tonight in Dallas. Coverage begins at 5:30 right here on The Fan with face-off at 6 o'clock. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are you still in your pajamas? We are. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Fan Sports Sunday. Tito and DeVier. Jacob. Here's Jacob on the Sports Center update there. Mentioned the Jackets are Dallas tonight at 6 o'clock face-off time. Our coverage starts at 5:30. This guy's coverage never ends. We join him now on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. He's the Athletics' Aaron Portzline. Porty, thanks for the time. And I'm curious, this Jackets performance this year so far, I don't think the number one wild card spot. And I was starting to think of surprising events or surprising things that have happened in the Jackets history that I can remember. Obviously, the long winning streak back in 2016, 2017, that was surprising. The sweep over the Lightning was surprising. Where does this rank for you as far as most surprising stretches of time for the Jackets?
It's a good question. I haven't thought of it in terms of ranking necessarily. I think the way that they've played all season is way beyond expectations. It kind of reminds me a little bit in that respect of the 12-13 season. If you remember, that season got off to a brutal start.
Right.
And it basically all anybody cared about was a guy named Nathan McKinnon, who was going to be the number 1 overall pick in the next year's draft. And then the Blue Jackets went on just a unbelievable, 18-3-1 run, and were on the verge of a playoff spot the last day of the season. They won their game and then sat there in the dressing room and watched Nashville win to take the final playoff spot. So that was way unexpected. I think what we've seen so far has been unexpected. I think the best part of all of this, Tito, is the kids that they've invested so much in, the tough years that led to the first-round picks that led to the likes of Kent Johnson and Sillinger and certainly Fantilli and those. All of those guys have started to really bloom here as NHL players, and that's really beyond the standings, which are great, which nobody expected to be looking at this time of year. That's really the best story of this season. It looks like they've got not just a bright present, but a bright future as well.
Absolutely, Porter. I want to ask you, Don Waddell comes in this offseason. He takes his time in his head coach search. He does what he needs to do in the free agency. Obviously, we have the tragedy that we had this offseason. But you talk about a GM in his first year here in Columbus. You talk about the reason why the Blue Jackets wanted him, his experience. And you're starting to play it out as this team is looking at potentially getting an all-star in a trade and potentially being in the playoffs. What can you say about the job that Don Waddell has done in his first year and what the future looks like with the Blue Jackets under his control?
Yeah, well, I think it's just it's always good for an organization that was sort of where they were. And I think this was true when Scott Howson took over for Doug McLean. It was true when Yarmo took over for Scott Howson. And I think it's true now. You get new eyes on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just about the current turnover, but the way it works, GMs get wedded to their guys, right? And they get into a point where they need a certain player to look good. They need a trade to work out so that it doesn't look like they don't know what they're doing or it doesn't look like they've lost their way. A new GM comes in like a new coach, and everything is on merit. Everything is clear. Everything is their opinion. It doesn't mean they're always right, but it is a fresh look at all of the whole program. So you see certain players moved along. Boquist, Texier, if you go on with the guys moved along. Laine moved along. And you're seeing really what this season is for Tom Waddell is an incredible evaluation of players who have a lot of promise, but players he doesn't know. And he's learned so much here over the last 4 or 5 months. He's going to learn even more here in the next 2 months coming between now and when the regular season ends as to what he has. And I think we're going to see another very active summer next year. But this year is all about him learning what he has, and in learning what he has, he's going to learn what he needs. But this is still a process. He's a very patient, smart man. I think he realizes he's in a really good spot here.
Aaron Portzline joins us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline out in Dallas for the Jacket Stars game. Starts at 6 o'clock. Our coverage starts at 5:30. Porty, does this success this season, does it say more about Dean Evison or about Pascal Vincent from last year?
I think it says a little something about both, just in how the room was structured. I think, to be fair, though, you had a sense that Kent Johnson was going to pop, that Fantilli obviously was a player that so much is expected of him right away, that Marchenko at some point was going to bloom into a two-way player. Like, there's a reason that GMs and coaches don't like to rebuild, because almost inevitably they're getting fired. Like, there's so much pain that comes with rebuilding, and those guys get caught in the crosshairs. Was Pascal Vincent ready for this job? He was not. Was it an effective year? It could have been, should have been so much better. I'm not going to put all of it on him. But obviously Dean Evison is the right guy for this job. The players love this coach. They fear him a little bit. He's a little crazy. He's just the right amount of crazy. There's a little Tortorella in there, and he's a no BS guy. He's also played 800 games in the league with over 1,000 penalty minutes. So there's a respect factor there. The guy knows what he's talking about, can speak in certain ways that non-NHL players, I think, can't. It is all working right now. And I think he was the right job. If anything, they're very, very fortunate he was still on the market when they got around to making a hire.
Absolutely. So Columbus Crew, Ohio State, the Blue Jackets, and even the Ohio State men's basketball team, the women's basketball team, they're not on slow starts, Porty. What's going on in Columbus? How can this Blue Jacket team overcome these slow starts going into, the part of the season where they need to be hitting on all cylinders, obviously getting, starting fast and giving themselves leads? How do they overcome slow starts at this point in the season?
Yeah, well, they're having slow starts. I would say this. I haven't looked at the numbers lately, but not long ago, I think they've scored first in 30 or more of their 52 games. It was the most in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But there have been games where, in Utah, God, that was unwatchable hockey for 2 periods before they awakened. I do think that there's a fatigue factor here. That was another back-to-back on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So it's playing a game in one city, it's packing up, flying overnight to the other, playing the next day. That is a big ask for any team. It's been a really tall order for this team. That was the first time they've won one of those games all season. If you watch tonight and they get off to a slow start tonight, it's definitely an issue. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights, so there's a ready-made excuse if they want it. But these are young guys, too, right?
Right, young team.
I don't think people fully grasp them. I don't know either, but you hear it from veteran players how difficult it is as a young player trying to find your way against the grown-ass men of the National Hockey League. It's a hard way to go, and they're very young. 5 of their top 6 guys are 24 years old or younger. I don't know that people fully realize how young they are and how productive they've been despite their age.
Aaron Portzline joins us here on the Bryant Heating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. Check out his Sunday gathering on The Athletic every week. That's always a fun read on Sundays. Other stuff always he does as well, but his gathering, though, I love that as much as anything I read on The Athletic. Now, in your snacks, you talked about how Elias Peterson might be staying with Vancouver now, and the Jackets, you said, are willing to add salary. He has an $11.6 million salary cap hit, but there are better ways they can spend their money and at other positions. What do you think they could spend it on better?
Well, I think the biggest part of them not being involved in the Pedersen talks, frankly, is it does not make any sense to impede the progress of 20-year-old Adam Fantilli, 21-year-old Cole Sillinger, and hopefully next year, maybe the year after, of Caden Lindstrom, their top pick last summer. This team is as strong and as deep down the middle as they've ever been. I didn't even mention Sean Monahan still has 4 years left after this on his contract. So center, though we've been conditioned in Columbus to just assume that is always the dying need of this roster, it's no longer that. To me, it's the back end. And that is, can they get better on defense? For sure they can. Can they get better in goal? They can, although full marks to Elvis Merzlikins. He's played really, really well for more than a month now. So there's a lot of ways. I think they're going to be very aggressive this summer. The other thing they have to keep in mind is Adam Fantilli is going to be due for a contract, not this year, but next. A lot of those young players who are scoring right now 20-plus goals with plus 30 ratings on pace for 70, 80 points. Those guys are going to need to get paid. And the one challenge Columbus has had, and you guys know this, it's not getting talent, it's keeping talent. And they need to be able to keep this group together. That's the challenge. Can they keep it together? Because this is a group that looks like it can be sort of surrounded by a couple of pieces here and there, and really within the next couple of years really take off as one of the elite teams in the National Hockey League.
Porter, you know me for a long time. You know I'm not afraid to steal things and try to claim them. You do the Take 5 every week in your Sunday gathering. I'm going to do a Take 3 with Aaron Portzline right now. Favorite restaurant in Columbus?
Oh, my God. Well, the Refectory is amazing. If you're talking high-end, fancy, I would go Refectory.
Who's the best player you've covered for the Jackets and against the Jackets?
Best player. I mean, what an honor to have covered Sergei Fedorov, right?
Right.
Panarin special. Rick Nash, obviously. Favorite player was probably Espen Knutson. The player against, to me, McKinnon is the guy that blows the doors off. Connor McDavid right there. And then you go way back to the Datsuks and the Lidstroms and all those guys. What a thrill.
Which member of the coaching staff should have a podcast?
I'm torn between Evison and Jared Bowl. They'd be great together. I'd go Dean Evison because this guy, I'm hoping to write a feature on him, so I don't want to spoil too much here. Obviously a tough Western Canadian guy, former player, agitator, fighter. Think Derek Dorsett dialed back a little bit as a player. He's also really into Broadway, really into hot yoga. He leaves interviews early because he's got to get to hot yoga. Not things you expect from a tough Western Canadian boy. Fascinating character. I would listen.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you, the greatest jersey in NHL, the best jersey, you pick the color, and then also your favorite Buckeye player from the 2024 national championship team.
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to take a pass on the second one because I'm not.
He doesn't do it. No.
Kicked off the airwaves. I'm not a college football guy. I'm a pro guy. I love them all, is what I mean to say.
There we go. That's a good way to say it, 40.
Favorite sweater? I've always thought the Bruins sweater was kick-ass.
Okay.
So I would go with that.
Bruins. I didn't know. I think the Blackhawks jersey is the greatest jersey.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that one too.
Super cool.
Yeah.
But I like the Bruins jersey too. I like it. I'm with you on that.
And this has been told to me, like, a kid should be able to draw the logo if it's a good logo. Simple.
Right. There you go.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Porty, enjoy the game tonight, bud. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. Safe travels back to Columbus.
Thanks for having me, guys. Anytime.
All right. That was Aaron Portzline. Go at Portzlines where you can find him on Twitter and go get The Athletic and do it. I'm telling you, Porty puts great stuff out there all the time. Coming up next, we'll update you on the goings on in college hoops right now. Let you know what's going on in the OSU women's game as well as we wrap things up. This is Fan Sports Sunday on The Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
You hear that? That's the sound of the new Tim Hortons pairings calling your name. Whether rushing to the car or grabbing a quick bite on your way to work, Tim's has a breakfast deal designed for your busy life. Choose from a warm small cup of coffee with our savory omelet bites or creamy avocado toast for just $4. Or grab a hearty grilled breakfast wrap with coffee for just $5. A delicious pairing at your convenience to tackle the day. At participating U.S. restaurants, excludes grilled breakfast wrap with beef. Terms apply.
Bands are us. When dreams don't get in, bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bands are us. When dreams don't get in, bands are us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bomb shelves arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free winter plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Morning Juice.
I've actually got a speaking engagement in Lima on a Wednesday.
Lima or Lima?
Yeah, Peru.
Let's took a train from Springfield up to Lima.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-228-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
The New Year's celebration has come and gone, but my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin are still offering those great deals. Rich is sticking with rates starting as low as 0% and leases starting from only $249 a month. Test drive the Prologue, the new all-electric SUV from Honda. And how about the very popular CR-V LX all-wheel drive? A 25 lease is only $349 a month for 36 months with $19.99 down. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies continue overnight with lows right around 40 degrees. For Monday, ooh la la, look at that high getting up right around 60 degrees, feeling more like spring. Not bad for the beginning of February. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Final segment of the program. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you stick around. 5:30. Jackets time will start up there with a little pregame. 6 o'clock, opening face-off on the road against Dallas. Thank you, Darren Portzline, for joining us from The Athletic. And make sure you tune in tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, Mondays, by the way, Depot.
Yes, sir.
Joshua Perry's favorite day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
He says Monday's his favorite day. He's on Morning Juice tomorrow at 8:33, I believe is when he'll be on. Maybe 8:30. 8:30 probably on. Anyway, he said it's his favorite day of the week. Clean slate. You know, it's a brand new start to the week. He wakes up happy on Mondays. Do you?
Mondays?
Yes. Oh, man. Is Monday your favorite day of the week? Because that's what JP says.
No, my favorite day of the week has to be I like Tuesdays.
Tuesday's your favorite day?
Yeah, I like Tuesdays.
That makes even less sense than Monday.
Really?
Yes. It should be like a weekend day. It should be like a Friday or a Saturday or, honestly, disrespect felt. He didn't say Sunday, Jacob. Because we work together on Sundays. He could have easily said, Sunday's my favorite day of the week. And it doesn't have to be true. It could be a complete lie. But I'm just saying, a savvy veteran who knows my insecurities would have said,
well, Tito, I like you, but I like tacos better.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, Taco Tuesday.
I like tacos.
That's fine. That's fine. Jacob, your favorite day of the week?
I'm going to go either Tuesday or Saturday. Because
Tuesday again.
Because those Taco Tuesday and those have been the biggest days of college basketball.
There it is. And it used to be a time where when I was in the National Football League, that Tuesday was your it was your off day.
That was your day. Yes.
Your off day.
Yes, that was it.
So I like Tuesday.
I got you. Cavs are leading the Mavericks now, by the way, 130-79 in the fourth quarter. Mavericks fought back 29-28. They outscored the Cavs in third, but the Cavs are up 11-4 right now in the fourth. and emptying the bench. Karis LeVert's got 23 minutes logged so far. Sam Merrill's got 14 minutes and scored 18 points for the Cavs. Klay Thompson finally made a shot. He's now 1 for 10. Yep, he's now 1 for 10 from the field, 0 for 6 on threes. So the Cavs rolling that one. Very fortunate for the Cavs. They would have won anyway, I got to believe, without Kyrie. Kyrie wasn't playing, so Luka wouldn't play tonight anyway because of the fact that he's still out with an injury. So other things going on right now in college basketball. The scores earlier today, we told you number 18 Illinois had a big second half run about midway through, close to the end of the last 8 minutes of the second half to beat Ohio State 87-79. Memphis with Penny Hardaway over Rice 86-83. By the way, Penny Hardaway was one of my favorite players when he first got into the league.
Absolutely.
When he's played for Memphis and then comes out there and plays with Shaq.
Did you own any of his shoes?
I did not own any of his shoes. I did own his jersey.
Okay. With the stripe,
replica.
Pinstripe?
Yeah, the pinstripe one, yes.
Or the white one.
And by the way, there is nothing funnier now. I'll go ahead and paint a picture for you here, DeVier.
Yeah.
Going out and playing pickup basketball with my buddies. And we went to some, this is like 80 pounds ago for me. But we went to some, and the guys I played with, I always make sure the guys I played with were really good. So, we had a group of 5 go out and play, and there were a couple of guys who played college basketball at Otterbein. Anyway, I want you to picture me out there in the summer wearing my Penny Hardaway jersey without a shirt underneath.
Yep.
And wearing the D. Brown Reebok pumps and pumping up my shoes before we start, even though I can't jump over a phone book.
You bought those shoes.
Yeah.
With the mindset that they were going to help you dunk.
No, I didn't. No. I was old enough to know I wasn't going to dunk.
Okay.
What? I was old enough to know that. But I thought it would help protect my ankle a little better.
Okay.
Because I would sometimes roll my ankles.
Okay.
And so
but you weren't pumping them up to dunk.
No.
Okay.
Hey, I'll tell you this, though. A couple times I pumped them up so I could slap the backboards.
There it is.
That's what I would do. But, yes, I'm out there in a Penny Hardaway jersey, pumping up my shoes. I can only imagine what the other people around me looking at me are like, who is this lily white dude who can't jump, pumping up his shoes, and why is he wearing a Penny Hardaway jersey when he can't dribble with his left hand?
Oh, man, I would pay to see this.
Oh, it was hysterical.
I would pay to see this. And by the way, that Magic's black jersey, pinstripe, is one of the best jerseys.
Oh, it was awesome, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Jerseys were better back then.
Yeah.
What do you got, Reimer?
No, I was just going to agree that the throwback jerseys are pretty sick. Magic, you got Toronto, you got
Vancouver.
Yeah. A lot of tough throwbacks.
Yeah, the Vancouver Grizzlies, that's right. They had the Sales own Antonio Daniels back then.
And then you got to throw that Nuggets, the old school Nuggets.
The old school Nuggets one. I hated those Cavs jerseys and went to that color, like the color thing they did with like the blue and all of that. I don't like that.
What about the Jazz?
Jazz not bad.
Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Yeah. You got to wear the short shorts with it though.
I mean, you also can't forget about the Supersonics.
Yep. Yes, the Supersonics. I hope they get another team. I hope they get a team back. That'd be good to see. College basketball tonight. Nebraska takes on Oregon in the Big Ten. 16th ranked Oregon there. And I teased this, so I may as well let you know now. But Ohio State women, they are playing at home right now. They are losing to Washington after one quarter, 15-14. Washington comes in at 13-8. Ohio State ranked 8th in the country, 19-1, 8-1 in the Big Ten before they head out to the West Coast. And there'll be a couple fun games this week. Because of the way they do the scheduling now with adding these West Coast teams in, USC and UCLA are not coming here. It's only at USC and UCLA. So Ohio State's going there, but they don't get return trips for that one.
Yeah.
But, UCLA being number 1 in the country and being undefeated, and USC's 4th in the country with 1 loss with Juju Watkins. Those are going to be fun games to follow. They're like, I imagine they leave for California tomorrow. I would think the women's team does, and they play Wednesday and Saturday in those 2 games. But those will be important tests, I believe, DeVier, for this Ohio State team.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely measuring stick tests too, right? Because these are 2 of the better teams in the country.
Yeah.
And if you look at the record, Ohio State has been this team under McGuff for countless years.
Yeah.
So now you get those early tests against these UCLAs and USCs, these Juju Watkins and these type of players that they have out on the West Coast early test for our girls, and I think we might pass, man. I think we're going to be able to play with these groups.
I hope so. I mean, UCLA is a damn good team. UCLA's got a player on their team who's like 6'7".
Yes.
Who gave Ohio State, I believe it's the same one who gave Ohio State hell last year when they played here. But yeah, they are they're huge, and the Ohio State's got to match up with that size. And USC with Juju Watkins, that'll be fun to watch just for that reason. Just see,
absolutely,
because she's great to watch.
She's very skilled, highly skilled. It's enjoyable. Women's basketball has been blessed with Caitlin Clark, and she handed it off to Juju. She's of that type of caliber.
Yep.
So I love watching her play.
Yep. So over on ESPN 1460 is where you'll find that game right now if you want to go to it to check out the Ohio State women. They are down now 19-16. It looks like Matt Andrews on the call over there. Make sure you stick around here because it's a big one for the Jackets. Look, Dallas Stars are a great team, and the Jackets on the road. See if they can get this one done and keep that and keep their winning streak going and see what they can do. And they've found a way to do it lately. Flair for the Dramatic. They're number one right now in the wild card spot as far as the Eastern Conference goes. So a big one for them tonight. Thanks so much, DeVier. Thank you, Jacob. Coming up next, Jackets time on the Fan.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not.
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. Apex